What's up? Hylian Hero here, and today we are here to discuss the upcoming Nintendo Direct that I'm assuming has been announced by the time this video goes live. As usual, I'm joined by my co-host, Slime Boss, to talk about everything Nintendo leading up to this Direct. We're gonna be talking about rumors, because there's a bunch of stuff going on towards the end of the video, so don't worry about potential spoilers. We'll let you know when those do start coming up, so you can either keep listening or just click off the video. Anyways, what is your hype and expectations for this Direct?
I'm chilling, honestly. Like, I could go without one. We obviously need to see our spring slate, but I honestly just have no idea what our spring slate will look like. Post Tears of the Kingdom, I'm just like I'm pretty satisfied for the rest of the year now. I don't really care much because we still have Mario Wonder coming up and we still have Mario RPG, but we don't really know much beyond that other than Luigi and Peach. But again, we just don't really know what's beyond 2023, 2024. And we're now apparently approaching next gen, which is going to be very strange because we're going to be riding that Switch wave right up until the end. So, which is something we couldn't say for other consoles. So,
with how well the Switch has continuously been selling, it's not like the Wii. It didn't have a hardcore drop off after 2009. They're keeping up with it, and I think it's going to have a pretty steady lineup, maybe even into the first year of the next gen system. But right now, especially, usually I always expect September Directs to be pretty lackluster. It's usually 95% just filling us in on the previously announced stuff, DLC, all that kind of stuff. But now it's we're going into 2024. We're assuming within the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to know what the next system is, and going into that launch probably sometime in the fall or the holiday.
Yeah.
It's right now, we have 2 games that are announced for the spring from Nintendo. One of which is a port of Luigi's Mansion's Dark Moon, and the other is that Peach game we know really nothing about. Outside of that, we have no idea what could come besides Metroid Prime 4, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly pretty optimistic in this Direct. I don't think we're going to get a lot of heavy hitters, but I do think we'll get quite a bit of new announcements that more than likely aren't going to blow our socks off, but will be cool little announcements or remasters and ports from older systems.
I think this will be very, very similar to the last September Direct because, everyone was weird because all the leaks were saying, oh, we're getting Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and all these GameCube remasters, and we end up not getting any of those, but we got a couple of tastes for next year. So I'm assuming
better.
We got better.
Pikmin 4.
Oh,
we got Pikmin 4.
True, but anyway, I completely lost my train of thought because I forgot about Pikmin 4.
That's what Pikmin does to you.
My point is that we'll probably see we'll fill in a lot of blanks, cover stuff we've already talked about, and just kind of like you just said. So,
like I said, I think we'll get a couple of smaller new games. Obviously we're not seeing a new Mario, a 3D Mario. We're not seeing another Zelda, a new Zelda. We're not seeing these big IPs at this point. Those are basically done, besides Metroid, but we'll get into that discussion later. So right now, I think maybe a year later, this is time for those GameCube games to start really showing up. We saw in the last few Directs, Pikmin 1 and 2 came out, Metroid Prime 1. Both of those, I'm sure, did very well, very high numbers compared to the amount of work that it took to get those out. And I think seeing how well those sold, Nintendo is seeing that is a pretty safe runway that they can just keep releasing throughout the next 12 to 16 months leading up to hopefully the next gen system alongside with a new Mario Kart or a 3D Mario.
Yeah. I kind of love how people still think we're getting GameCube online anytime soon, especially with all of these remasters. At the very least, if we do get a new console on NSO, it would be DS at the bare minimum, because that is the only game that the only console that hasn't been on NSO that was on Virtual Console, other than I don't know, fucking Turbo Graphics or whatever. But again, that's at the bare minimum. Yeah. That isn't gonna happen either. So
I hate being that person, but there's no way this generation we get. I don't think we get any more systems, let alone the GameCube, because right now we're in that point where GameCube remasters are so lucrative, they're so easy to do. We're seeing so much excitement for them that you can just either upres them, repackage them, or like do a full remaster and charge $60 each for them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, moving on from that, what is your first prediction that you think you're going to see in this upcoming direct?
This might be a little outdated, but who knows? I might be right. I have F-Zero GX ports.
Yeah,
So the way I see this is that it's going to be just a basic remaster on the level of Pikmin and Sunshine. And it's not going to have any new features, but it's literally just to test the waters to see if anybody even cares about this franchise anymore, which will then lead to not a launch title, but a launch window title for the next generation from the ground up F-Zero game. So this will be a water testing type of game, and it'll be the one and only GameCube port because we've got one every direct. So this will kind of lead into that.
I agree with you that we will be seeing F-Zero. And I do think it's going to be a GX remaster. I think it'll look gorgeous. I think it's going to add online, and it's good. It's going to be probably a $40 to $50 budget release. But I do not think that's the only GameCube game.
Okay.
I have to throw these out now. It's me. It's Hylian. I've been saying it for like over 2.5 years now. Recently, in the last week or so, Aonuma just confirmed that they are not doing DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. This could absolutely be a February direct announcement. I know it's still Tears of the Kingdom still selling very well. It's only been almost 4 months since Tears came out. But come on, let's announce Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD for sometime in spring 2024. Do not put them out in this holiday season to compete with Tears of the Kingdom.
No.
Get those announced. Yes.
No, this is what's going to happen. We're going to see it in February, and it's going to be a shadow drop with a 2 month later physical release.
And I'm not against that. I do think that is another possibility. Ultimately, deep down in my heart, I do think that this is more likely a February reveal. But what kind of content creator would I be if I didn't stick to my brand? So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, because technically these are not GameCube games. They are Wii U games. These are Wii U ports.
Oh, what?
So
No,
I do.
no. These are
Yes.
these are ports of Wii U games, which are HD remasters of GameCube games, which is different than what
But there's
Pikmin 4,
still the
Pikmin 1
Wii.
and 2
There's
are.
still the Wii U. These are Wii U ports. This is not. This is not remastered. Like this is not like porting Wind Waker and Twilight Princess like upres from the GameCube to Switch. This is the HD, so this is going to be my loophole. But that being said, I do think it's pretty 50-50 whether or not we see them now or in February. And I honestly, it would be so cool to have them shadow dropped. I don't think it'd be a 2 month gap between the digital and the physical. I think it'd be more like Metroid Prime 1 when it's only like 2 to 3 weeks. But I think that theory does hold water, and either way, I hopefully only have one more direct without these damn ports. I want to be done so bad.
I don't know. I mean, I think it makes more sense again for next year, not only fitting in the one GameCube title, a direct thing, but also just to fill in that gap before the end of the lifespan. We'll have a Zelda game because we're not going to be launching with the Zelda game. So,
oh God, no.
yeah, so I mean, I think it makes more sense to release it next year just to have some sort of Zelda something next year, especially right because I mean, it'll be a little strange not having Zelda at the launch of a new system. So,
Well, I mean, not to linger on this because I know we've talked about it ad nauseum, but I'm not saying they're going to be released this year. I think an announcement is not improbable though, and they release, let's say, March or April of next year. But again, these reports, do they really need a 6 month lead in? I don't think so. But this could be like, let's say they don't have Prime 4 ready yet. This could be such easy bait to really hype up an audience.
I gotcha.
But anyways, what else do you think is coming?
Some DLC things.
I agree.
One side order. Surprisingly, we didn't see that in the June Direct. I
I
don't
know, I
know
was
what
really
that's going to
surprised by that.
consist in that. We still don't know anything about it, and Splatoon 3 is dying, according to a lot of avid Splatoon 3 players. So, It is not
Yeah.
doing too hot right now.
No,
So
it definitely hasn't had the legs of Splatoon 2, and
yeah,
given it's basically been almost a year to the day since the game came out, and we haven't seen it since February. It makes me
yeah.
wonder what's going on. Like, is the scope just bigger than we think, or because I mean, didn't they charge $30 for the expansion pass, and all the first wave was just
A
Inkopolis
cosmic,
Plaza?
yeah. It's just
Yeah,
cosmetic. It didn't even do anything.
yeah. So I mean, do when do we think this is coming out?
I still think it's coming out this year. I don't know when, but I still think it is. It's only DLC, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot. But I mean, obviously, we're basically, if we're talking DLC, we're fitting this in between Pokemon and Mario Kart. So
Yeah,
it's not around the same time, hopefully, but somewhere in there.
I I
Again,
have two.
I'm not.
I
I'm
have
not.
two options.
I'm not thinking about Mario Wonder or Mario RPG. Like those aren't even in my mind regarding this, but it just could be
Yeah.
anywhere, just not with the other DLCs.
Well, right now I have two dates in mind. Like, if they don't have a shadow drop for this direct, I think this would be a really exciting one.
Gotcha.
If not, the idol like the character amiibos for the pop people that do the new stuff come out the same day as Mario RPG. I would hope they don't put it out the same day as RPG, but maybe sometime in November.
Okay. I don't think we have anything in November except for, again, Pokemon, which we still don't
Well,
technically know.
November we have Mario RPG and WarioWare.
Oh right, that
So,
other game.
that other
Didn't
game.
I didn't think about WarioWare because I don't care much about WarioWare. I honestly forgot it was coming. Um,
I'm excited
oof.
for this one.
I
But
honestly just
yeah,
don't hope it's October either because that is loaded not just for Nintendo but also other companies. So October's
well,
like
that's
a
the
no
thing
no.
is I feel like if they're gonna drop anything else, it needs to be this month because all they have this month is the physical version of Pikmin 1 and 2, or December because there's nothing there. But that's the tail end of the Christmas shopping season, so it can't be something big.
It's DLC, so I think people are getting their
Exactly. It
Switches.
could
It'll come
absolutely.
out and they have maybe some extra gift card money. I think that kind of makes sense, but
I
um,
agree. Do you think any other notable deal? Well, since we're here, let's talk about what do we think is going to be announced for Mario Kart this time around. We're coming into the last wave.
so I'll just go ahead and go on my spiel for this one. They're gonna treat it traditionally. They're gonna only give us a little bit of a tease with a full release, like a week or two out from the actual release. I also think this will probably be in November as well. Um,
Agreed.
Unfortunately, but all we're gonna see is either Pauline or not either Pauline. Pauline is gonna be like the major thing here, and either Wii Rainbow Road or Bowser's Castle.
So I went a little bit different than you. I think we're gonna see the final. We're gonna see both the final two characters. I
Both.
think they
Okay.
want those as like. I think they want those as like the hype, like for the directs, and then they can reveal the majority of the tracks in that trailer that comes out before release. I'm gonna go against the grain. I do not think we're gonna see Pauline. I
Okay.
think they have a great chance. I think it's probably the more likely chance. I think the final two characters are going to be Diddy Kong and Nabbit because now that they're back in Mario Wonder, it kind of gives them um, a lot more relevance than Pauline has at the current moment.
I just think Pauline is going to happen on the idea that she's been in every spinoff, but I could be wrong. But just Diddy Kong doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like he
I
has
mean, Diddy
no
Kong
like
is he's a necessity. He should have been in base
he
game, and I don't get
should
why he
have, but
wasn't.
also should have like everybody else here. So
But I gotta finish my spiel. So, um, in these directs, we've been shown either one or two tracks. The last one was one. I think Wave 4 was just Yoshi. So we haven't seen two tracks since Wave 3, but I think they're going to go back to that since it's the final wave. And I think we're going to see either one of the Piranha Plant tracks. Either one would be a good one because it's a new track coming from Tour. And I think one of the tracks we're going to see in addition to that is DK Mountain. I
now
think they want to save. Think they want to save Wee Rainbow Road for that big trailer to get people really hyped. but DK Mountain is also a fan favorite that I think could get people excited in the moment.
I think again, I would love to see Rainbow Road, but I think my Bowser's Castle is a little bit better because we don't have another Bowser's Castle.
No, and that's definitely a
Um,
great possibility, but that would be to tie in with Diddy Kong. So that was my reasoning for it.
um, as for the new tour course, this is the first time that we won't have a Mario Kart 8 release before Tour, because Tour, well, we don't know, but as far as we
But apparently it's done.
understand, Tour is done with
Yeah.
new courses, so, and we're not ahead of the grain anymore. So
No.
anything could happen. But I mean, I think we all kind of know what's going to show up, at least in the DLC altogether. I think we're all pretty, in terms of tracks, but in terms of characters, I think people are still in a lot of
I
different
mean,
camps right now.
from what I've seen, like everyone is pretty dead set on like 5 or 6 of the tracks. It's usually the GameCube ones that are still causing some fights.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
Why
I
is all
think
this
the characters are going
GameCube
to be
talk
the.
right now? Just all in general, everywhere.
It's a great system that needs more. It needs more of its games on modern hardware.
Does it? I have it right here. I don't need it.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any? Do you have any other DLC stuff that you want to talk about potentially?
I think we'll see Pokemon again because that caught
Okay.
me off guard last time. Because I always never expect Pokemon to be in Direct. So I'm gonna finally
Yeah.
predict that it's gonna be here. We might see the official release date of the second wave. Because well,
I
wait, no, it
think
comes
that's too
out next
early.
week. It comes
It comes.
out next week.
I
So
think it's
wait,
going to come out the same day as the direct. That's the thing.
hey,
That's
I
the thing
mean,
that's kind of.
there's no reason why not to have it or have
No, it's
something.
not. But I don't think we're going to see anything Wave 2, especially release date, just because it's literally the same day as Wave 1.
I mean,
But
we've seen some gameplay of it. It's just I don't know. This whole DLC cycle has been so strange. I don't know why.
it has been.
I don't know why. Pokemon Violet, especially now, no one's even talking about the DLC. They're talking about the rumors about a black and white remake right now. Like
Yeah.
what is happening? I don't
It's
know what's
like,
happening anymore.
I don't think they're marketing the DLC well, because even my fiance, who played a lot of Pokemon when it first came out, was like, hey, when does this come out? Like, he knew it was coming out soon. He
Well,
just
because we
couldn't
thought
remember when.
was gonna come out in June, and then the direct came out and kind of gave us an actual release date.
Yeah.
I'm just so confused by Scarlet and Violet. It's the best worst thing to happen to Pokemon. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is. Um, do you think it's a possibility we see Pikmin 4 DLC?
Major? No. Minor?
No, not
Yes.
not major. Maybe like more Dandori missions or something like that.
Yeah, I think Pikmin 3 had it as well. We'll probably have post-launch updates probably until the end of the year. I don't see why not. I'm pretty sure Pikmin 3 did because I heard someone say
Yeah,
something
Pikmin
about
4
deluxe.
Pikmin 3 got a lot of like missions and stuff like that added onto its mission mode, and
Mhm.
it didn't get any like extra story content, but it was just
Yeah.
like a few new missions like in each category.
If it did get a full-scale DLC, what would that look like?
I really like having 100% of the game. I really don't think they can do anything more besides like if they want to throw in like a secret like epilogue with like a bonus level or two. With how the story ends, I don't believe that makes sense at all.
Yeah.
So I think it would if I'm personally like negatively leaning that I don't think this game does get DLC just because I'm pretty sure the same team that works on Pikmin works on Mario Wonder, so I kind of wonder, no pun intended, if just every one of that staff is now fully working on that, and more than likely that game will get DLC. But if we do get DLC for Pikmin 4, I do think it'll just be Dandori missions, something small, something for like $5 that you can throw on the eShop.
Yeah, and even then it could be free, just free updates, post-launch stuff. But yeah, no, I completely agree. I had
Yeah,
one more DLC on here, not
go for it.
even related to Nintendo, but I did put that we will see the Raincoat DLC because it was announced that
Okay.
there will be DLC. As far as I know, we don't know what the DLC pertains, so I think this will be a good
Mhm.
place to put it. Because currently Raincoat, which I didn't know either, is currently exclusive to Switch, which is strange because Danganronpa is typically exclusively PlayStation. So this is probably a
Yeah.
good place to put that if it's ready.
Um, Another new prediction I think is I do think we're gonna see a release date for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. My bold prediction, and I've been talking about this with a couple of my Twitter mutuals, is I kind of think to justify a $60 purchase, they're gonna throw in like an upres three like remaster of Luigi's Mansion 1 and make it a bundle.
I don't think so.
I know it's out there. I don't think it's super likely, but I'm like,
I'm just
are
trying
you
to
gonna
think.
charge $50 for this or $50, $60 for this remake of 2 when you charged $40 for it years ago? I
I
know there's precedent for Nintendo to do that, don't get me wrong, but
I mean, I think we're more than likely gonna have a Metopia situation. It might be cheaper, but I just I don't know Luigi's Mansion well enough to say, oh, it gets extra bonus story content or something like that, or because the only thing that we got with Luigi's Mansion on 3DS was that multiplayer mode, and that was it, and then the alternate
yeah.
control scheme. So, and
Yeah.
honestly, looking at the remake again, it was very, very early on. It looked worse than Luigi's Mansion 3. So I don't know what's going on there, even though it's probably the same engine. So
I mean, my guess is it's like Nintendo lately has felt like they've been trying to put complete series on Switch, so like they're almost there with the 3D Zeldas. We now have that with Pikmin. Do you really want to do Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3 on Switch but leave out 1? I mean, I don't think they're going to do 1, but it's something that I can't
not
just ignore.
not now. I don't. I think that maybe eventually it'll come, but
Okay.
not here. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I think they're drastically different experiences. Um,
Yeah, absolutely there.
like compared to 2 and 3. So having 2 on here makes sense because it's on par with 3. But it's just like I don't think that they would fit right together. Like Pikmin 1 and 2, they're
Okay.
basically the same game, like with a different story.
More or less, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it or again, like I don't know about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess being a bundle either. So I I mean, I just don't know what they're gonna do, but we'll definitely see it here. We'll probably see a release date. I'm still thinking October, but that's also barring Switch 2 stuff.
They announced.
So
Wait, you think October 2024
yeah.
for a genuine like port of Luigi's Mansion 2? I think it's
Yeah,
out in
what do you think
January or
this Luigi's
February.
Mansion 2 is coming out in like summer? No.
Luigi's Mansion 2 came out on the 3DS in March.
Why? Oh, wait, no,
I don't
why?
it, I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. Again, I put this here barring Switch 2 stuff. So,
Okay. I think it's going to be January or February. I think that's a really easy like post-holiday small title just to throw out and give Nintendo fans a bone
so
for while they're
our
working
Kirby
on other
for the
stuff.
last 2 years essentially.
More or less, yes. What's your next prediction?
Uh I'm going to skip that one for now.
Okay.
Detective Pikachu reminder. I don't even know when this game is coming out, but they'll touch on it.
October 6th, so we're just under a month out.
Oh yeah, there's the other October game. Uh
Oh, while we're on this topic, just I want to throw out, yeah, we've talked about Mario RPG and WarioWare. We'll see both of those. They'll
yeah.
probably
I
show
didn't
off
even
some new
put WarioWare
features.
on here. Again, I forgot about
I
it.
know you forgot about it.
I put Mario RPG, but I don't think this is just Mario RPG. I think that what they're gonna show here is whatever's new. Now, do I think it's a whole side story? No, because we've already seen the box art. But I think that there is going to be something new here, and some people are saying it's FF16 stuff, which I don't know about that, but I don't think that that secret final boss is if it especially if it's just Nintendo working on it, I don't think it's going to be there, which means something else
Yeah.
is going to replace it.
Okay.
Whether if it's a whole new mode or a different secret final boss like Waffle or some shit, I don't know.
I
But
definitely think this game has more content than it's being led on right now.
yeah.
I
So
don't know how
that's what we'll
much,
see.
but
Cuz we're a little close to
I can get
release
with that.
before we don't with having not knowing anything. Well, I guess this would be a perfect time to do so, especially Mario Wonder's a month out. This is going to be a
Yeah.
month out, so
So I want to throw out a couple of third-party stuff that we know either due to like already being announced or room like being rated. I think we're gonna finally see Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh.
I really do think it's gonna get delayed again, but I think it's not gonna look like shit. I actually think this might be a genuinely cared for and as good as it can run port on the Switch. That being said, I will be shocked if it comes out in November.
Gotcha.
Um,
Oh,
Gotham Knights was recently rated for Switch as well.
I forgot to
So,
mention the quick Sonic Superstars reminder, uh, and about Luigi.
mm.
Is it just Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon period? Call it a day, or is it Luigi's Mansion Dark 2 remaster or Dark 2? Is it Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remastered? Is it what is
I
it?
think they're gonna, I think they're gonna throw deluxe on the title. Like they'll
Deluxe?
have like a
What?
tiny bit of a tiny bit of new content, call it deluxe, because they can't just make it Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Luigi's
I don't
Mansion
think they
Dark
can.
Moon spookier.
Spookier and darker. Um,
Darkest Moon.
but yeah. So Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights, I think those are going to be like the big announcements.
Third
Even though
party.
I heard Gotham Knights was kind of shit. So I don't know. I'm not a Batman fan, so I can't speak on it.
Oh, did you hear
But
about how Harley Quinn killed Nightwing in a drunken stupor?
no, because I don't know who Nightwing is.
Uh, Robin, but older and not Robin
Oh,
anymore, which
see,
is
this is how much I
Gotham
know
Knights.
about
Yeah,
DC.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about DC, but I saw the clip and I'm like, there's no way she killed Nightwing. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. So it is September. It's that time of the year. What flavor of Kirby are we getting?
Flavor indeed. Um, just a spin-off. I would like to see with the eShop closing, maybe we get more sequels to 3DS smaller titles, or maybe like a bundle of the smaller ones, like Drum Dash Deluxe and whatever the other one is. Like the 3D game or the maybe Battle Royale or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, Again, just a spin-off, low key thing. Especially if Luigi's coming in the beginning of the year. Why would we have another full scale Kirby game already? like to be
I
fair, I was like, okay, I'm not ready for another Kirby game, but it was just a remake. It was like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like it was fine. But do we see another
no
remake right now? I don't know.
no. So I have no idea what they're gonna announce. I never do when it comes to Kirby because I don't pay attention to the spin-offs. So I'm just gonna go out there and say we're gonna get another Box Boy game that's just reskinned as a Kirby game. Just make him square instead of circle. There you go.
No, I'm gonna say definitively. I'm gonna say we get City Trial, but that's
Oh,
it. Just City Trial.
please. Yes. Honestly, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple more like bigger titles I want to talk about. Do you have anything smaller that you want to throw out there before I get into those?
NSO? Not a new
I
console, but
Yeah, I know, I know.
last
I
Sept-
think we could get another wave of N64 games, another wave of GBA and Game Boy games. I really don't know what else like major they can add.
I
Like,
think well there's obviously those rumors about Pokemon not coming because they're so far up their own ass. But
and they are.
um I think that I think what's gonna happen in this video is we're gonna have a Mario Party 3 release date, definitive, like end of the show, whatever, definitive release
Uh,
date, and then we're just gonna get like a highlight reel of like 10 games from each console,
I can see that.
and then possibly we'll see a new console, but it won't be like DS or anything. It will again be like Turbo Graphics or something we like either are unexpected or consoles we haven't seen yet for the
Okay.
service that have been on
I think
previous.
I think it'll be like I think we'll see the Mario Party 3 I think if we get like a big reveal for a new game, it's gonna be like another one of the Metroid games for GBA, maybe Smash 64.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting much.
it'll probably be Smash. Again, I can still hold out for Pokemon, but who knows with
Yeah,
that? And then Banjo Tooie.
please. I don't like Banjo-Tooie nearly as much as Kazooie, but I'd replay it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, we might get Rare Replay on the next system." What? Why?
That's been a rumor for
Why?
4 years now.
Why?
It's not gonna happen.
For what reason would we? Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool, but there's so many Xbox 360 games that either just have to remove or get working properly, because I guess the
Yeah,
emulation of 360 games already is difficult for that collection.
yeah.
But yeah, anything else before we move on to some bigger titles?
Um, nope, I don't think so.
All right, so I don't think most of these are going to happen, but these have been continuously discussed for a while now, and I'm like, throw them out there. Kid Icarus Uprising, happening, yes or no?
I think after that follow up by Sakurai, no.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, because I was really looking forward to this possibly happening, I'm going to say no. I still really want to know what that Bandai project is,
F
because
Zero.
I don't know. No, that's not a 3D action game. It's a racing game, but I'm not completely discounting it, and I think this could be a really cool reveal if they don't have something exciting or big, and that's just what they want to throw out there. But I think I'm with you. Now's probably not the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, will we see a remaster of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year
No,
Door?
no,
Why you gotta hurt me like that?
no,
I'm
no.
with you,
Give
but
me
why you gotta
no,
hurt me like
no.
that?
Give me Color Splash first, then we'll talk.
I think it's not gonna happen purely because they're already marketing a Mario RPG. I don't think they'd want to
Yeah.
do that both like two times, but you never know. And another one that I really don't
Oh,
want to bring
wait.
up because I know what.
Well, of course they wouldn't have to market another Mario RPG because they would take the battle system out of Mario Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and
No,
replace
they
it
would not.
with something else.
Oh god. Don't you dare. Don't even talk about tarnishing that game.
I don't think they have any interest in the original Paper Marios because they deem the Paper Mario series not an RPG series anymore. And they've
And
said
that's the
that.
thing. I'm with you, but there's been so much like minor smoke that's like I don't believe it's like a true like a real thing that could happen. But I'm also not ignoring the possibility that maybe they actually listen to their fans and are gonna give it an attempt.
It's gonna sound so
Because
weird, but I've heard more rumors about Mario RPG as well, and how this is the next era of Mario RPG. So like, we're not getting any more Paper Mario's, we're not getting any more Mario and Luigi's, because we're just back to basics, and we're gonna get a direct sequel to Mario RPG.
well, that's kind of why I wonder if Paper Mario is happening because intelligent systems for so many years now. I think they've only skipped these periods like once or twice. They usually bring out a new Paper Mario game every 4 years. And 2024 will have been 4 years since Color Splash.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't think they drop a second Paper Mario on
Origami
the
King.
same system.
Yeah, no. I think we'll probably see
Yeah.
one on the
Oh
next
yeah.
system, but
Oh for sure.
remaster could happen. But again, I don't think it as likely.
I'm
Um,
putting much stock into this. Like it'd be cool, but this is something I'm like this would be great, Nintendo. You're not gonna make it.
Paper Mario, the flat trilogy.
Ah, trilogy. I take it. Another one that I don't think will happen because I kind of don't want it to happen is there's been rumors for a couple years now that they've been working on a remaster thing for Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War.
Yep, I put
I
Fire
don't
Emblem
think
Echoes on here.
I don't think it's gonna happen yet. Maybe in February, but I
It's
really don't
coming out
think
in
they're gonna.
January. What are you talking about?
Oh God! I mean,
Now,
that's the
this
thing
I
though.
have a reason why, and this is stealing a reason from somebody else, but
Okay.
uh, they fucking rushed through the DLC, and there is nothing Fire Emblem. Again, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we see Fe Sharp 2, but
We'll see. We'll see.
I think that we'll have one more Fire Emblem before the end of the semester. The game, this thing, this little console
This,
here, the Switch.
yeah, I'm
I
with you on that, but I don't think they can do another September reveal with Fire Emblem. Like we had Warriors last year. 3 months later, we got the announcement of um Engage. I already forgot what it was called.
It was also
I
done
don't
like
think.
5 years ago.
Well, yeah, that was. I think that's why they rushed out the DLCs. Like they had it. They were sitting on it. They wanted to make money off of it, and they wanted to make sure that they kept it going before people just dropped it and forgot about it.
Which they did.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think I think they put out the game next year. I just don't think it's gonna be a spring game. I think it could be July or August, like Three Houses was back in the day.
Mm.
So
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not discounting it, but I won't lie to you. I really don't want it.
It's
I'm
just,
tired of Fire Emblem.
I mean, I don't really play them, but it's just like it makes me kind of fill out the year in my head. It's just like, all right, we got Fire Emblem in January, we got Luigi in March, and then
Yeah.
you know something else in April. Like I can kind of just see the year kind of unfolding in my eyes, but because
Yeah, I
I'm
have
just
my
gonna
own. I
come in
have my own
January with
thoughts.
nothing.
Yeah. Um, one last thing before we move on to the rumors is Metroid Prime 4. Is
Is
it
it one
time?
more thing though?
I think it's a pretty dang good bet that this is our one more thing. I think this is the one more thing that they could end off this direct on.
Now, I I'm actually gonna hold true with something I've said before. I think this is a cross-launch title
I agree.
because it will launch in October, but it will release for both consoles.
I can see it. I could also see potentially the like next gen coming out a few weeks before the Switch version just to try to get those extra sales. But I do 100% agree they'd be stupid not to make this cross-platform.
Yeah. I didn't put Prime on here at all. There's also some other things talking about more Prime games as well. Um, Probably not,
I
but
mean, I mean, I do think we could see Prime 2 and or 3 in this direct just do another shadow drop. Like it makes me sad knowing these could be digital only, but given it sounds like these didn't get the same amount of love that Prime 1 got, I could see these being eShop only or kind of like the Pikmin games where maybe we get one in this direct, maybe we get one in like December and then January, February rolls around and we get them both in a physical edition. But I'm not sure what to expect with those because it's like I think they want all three of them out before 4 comes out. But it's
yeah,
when do you release them?
I
So I
that's
don't
what I'm
think you
saying.
can,
I don't know.
I don't think you can do the shadow drop of Prime again and having the same impact.
I mean, you could do that for F-Zero, but Prime again,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no, I don't think it can happen.
But you did
Um,
forget about something.
but I forget.
Peach.
I did forget about Peach.
I think this is also going to be a minor major reveal like Luigi's Mansion was. I think the most that we get that's important is a name and a release window. I think
Agreed.
this will be a summer title, right around direct time, probably filling out that space where Tears of the Kingdom was.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know what the game is called. Princess. Nope, not even Princess. Peach Theater Adventure. Yeah.
I I just hope this game actually it looks a lot better because I know they showed us just the tiniest bit. This game looks so dumb in the
It
June
looks
direct.
a lot better than Luigi's Mansion Dark 2.
It
Uh
looks good, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be fun.
yeah, I'm not really sure. I was still thinking that that was the 2D game for most
Yeah,
of that direct. So
I know you were.
we don't even know what it is yet. Is it a platformer?
Ex
Is it a
yeah.
RPG? Is it
I'm hoping to be a lot more excited for it after this next showing. I do 100% think it's going to be there, and I think it's going to come out, yeah, in the April May period, somewhere around there.
I mean, this could be the next 3D Mario game.
Yeah. So before we go into the PRO leaks, I want to mention something that another leaker who's been getting a few things right lately, especially with Nick All Stars Brawl, Papagenos, they have been talking about the possibility of, they've been hearing potential rumblings of something Smash Bros happening in this direct. I
Oh my
definitely,
god,
I,
no. Please.
no, okay,
God.
okay,
I did
hear
see
me out.
this. I was like, what are you talking about?
I,
I
I
don't. Oh my
don't think,
god.
I don't think we're getting any new characters. I don't think we're getting anything new like that. What I do think is going to happen, though, is the Sora amiibo is going to be officially announced, and they're going to be re-releasing Smash Ultimate as a complete edition for the holidays. And I think that will be actually they might just do it for next year and have it in the release window for the next generation system.
I would love
But
that. But a lot of people were talking about, oh, there's rumors about a Fighters Pass 3. What?
no,
Stop.
we're not getting any more content. They're not going to milk that
It's
again.
way too late. Even if they did, it's way too late. It's way too late.
Yeah. So it's like I just want to throw that out there because I'm like I do think we finally see the Sora amiibo, and if we get anything Smash related, I think it's just everything bundled up together for $60, and it's just a little boost to either this holiday or just future proofing Smash Ultimate for the next system.
Question on the topic of
Yes.
leakers, not related to this direct, but rumor has it that Nintendo is scrapping the Odyssey Fury idea, and instead of just getting or like a new game that combines the elements together, instead Nintendo's mindset is Bowser's Fury is that last bit of 3D Mario action, and we're going back to the way that 3D Mario was supposed to be, and that is a sequel to 3D World.
I hope not. Don't
As
get
a
me wrong,
four
3D
player
World's
co op
great.
experience, and that is their main initiative.
If that's the Mario game we get for this next system, God, that scares me. I will not lie. You can make a multiplayer 3D Mario game. That is fine. But it cannot be like 3D World. It needs to be like Odyssey or Fury, just hopefully with powerful enough hardware that like four players can go off and do their own thing. Like if it is one big world, you need to have that processing power that it's either on multiple systems or split screen, however you want to do it, that they can go off and complete their own objectives just separate. If that's
Okay.
what they want to do, great. But if they want to do it like flagpoles back, generic, like not generic level design, but simple level design, I think that's just a step backwards.
All right. So since we're on the topic, I am going to talk about this because this guy is pissing me off a lot, and part of me thinks that he's right. He is one of the few people that were behind closed doors at Gamescom, and he is leaking the system. Um, it is launching in October 2024 at 429.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
the logo or the name is called Nintendo Focus. It is a direct
Oh
sequel to the
God,
Switch.
no, this is
No,
not real.
okay, maybe that's not real, but because again, everything that he's showing,
You completely lost me with that focus stuff. I'm sorry.
everything that he is showing is looks like it was made in Photoshop, and it was almost as if they were mock-ups of what Nintendo actually showed them. So maybe it's not Focus, and they have no idea what it's called because Nintendo doesn't know what it's called. But Focus could very much so be just the like NX essentially. Um, a 3D platformer supposed to come to the system day one. Apparently, Mario Kart 9 is going to start development when the console comes out. Um, and there's a new Kid Icarus game
Okay.
called Fallen
This
Angels.
this makes total sense. You go to Gamescom, you're back there with the Nintendo executives. They're being like, hey, let me show you this new console and what it can do. Also, let me tell you about these cool games that have nothing to do with it that are coming with it. Oh, and by the way, you want to know when our racing game's coming out? We're going to start it in like a year.
No,
No.
90% of these
Oh.
things, I don't believe any of these for a second, but 90% of these looks like what Nintendo showed them, and then they went home and like tried to recreate it to leak it without getting in trouble.
AKA
So,
they were at Gamescom, they want to seem important, and they're scrounging together the stuff that actual insiders have been hearing, and then threw in their own little spices to try to keep their relevance.
yeah, or
I'm
again,
sorry,
they also could
this
play
is
a
bull.
they could do a Waddle Dee situation where they could be like, well, these are the things that are actually right, and I put a bunch of bullshit in there just because, just to throw you
No.
off. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
it's been
If
pissing me
this
off.
person's
Sorry.
if this person's going on trying all this stuff, they're not. No,
Yeah, well, I mean
people that are
I
actually
mean, there's
wanting to get
Mark
out.
too, so you could talk about Mark in the same way. So,
He's not legit. He's never been legit. People bully him for a reason.
well, even Centro bullies him, and Centro's often
Ex-
wrong.
yeah, that's exactly it though. He's the universal punching bag who for some reason keeps getting up even though not a single person with a brain cell believes them.
He was right at one point, wasn't at the very beginning of the Switch's lifespan, wasn't he? That's
Yeah,
why
he was
you.
right
That's
one.
why
He
I
was right
followed
once
him
5 6 years ago.
because you, because you were talking about him,
That's the
and then
thing. That's the thing though. You get one thing right and then you have those eyes on you. You're supposed to like lose all those fans when you consistently get things wrong, but he still has this small little circle of fans that believe every word that comes out of his mouth,
or it's like
even though he hasn't gotten a thing right in years.
Vergaben, like he's only right when it comes to Smash. Everything else he's wrong somehow.
Virgil Ben hasn't been around in years, and if he is irrelevant as hell.
Yeah, but he like comes out of the woodworks randomly to talk about Smash and then leaves.
Yeah. And that's fine. If all you get is Smash information, that's fine. But don't try going around acting like you know shit about other stuff. So, no, for the
Oh.
record, no, none of this is real. If you're gonna go,
I'm gonna be
like,
so
if you've seen,
excited when Pyro's wrong and we get to shit on him because that would be great.
honestly, if we're about to get into that, because I'm like, they've been they've been how they've been handling this is they're teasing really exciting things, and then they'll go into the replies or go like certain tweets that are like really killing the vibe.
Yeah.
So just so everyone knows, we are going into spoiler territory. Click away now if you do not want to hear this stuff. There's no going back, because I'm sure you've seen most of the stuff on Twitter, but if you haven't and you want to stay unspoiled, potentially, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching so far. Um, no, so what he's done is he made a reference to F-Zero. He showed the little gif of like the clip of the Mario movie when Mario's battling Donkey Kong. But he just showed the Donkey Kong bit for a bit, so everyone was like, "Oh, sweet, we're finally getting that new DK game that everyone's been talking about." You go into his replies, you go into his likes. He starts liking that. Oh, this could be F-Zero 99. He likes a bunch of those tweets. People start asking about Donkey Kong, like, is this a Mario versus Donkey Kong game? Starts liking those tweets. The only thing besides that he's confirmed is that the Peach game will be there, and there's a DS and Wii remaster that are connected to each other, which I thought originally was going to be a Nintendo game. No, it turns out he starts liking this tweet that is these DS and Wii games called Another Code and Trace Memory that I have never heard of.
There was another game that was like on people's radar because it was released in Japan. It was like a remaster. It was like a big deal apparently. It
Yeah.
was like a remaster of a DS game or something.
So it's like I'm sure all this stuff is legit, but I also don't like how they've milked like just the potential of really cool things, and then they're hiding the sad truth in the hidden parts of their account.
Yeah, I don't. I think that this is bait, to be honest.
I
Um,
hope it's bait.
because it seems too comical. Um, he's
The
messing.
thing
He's
is though,
messing with Mark. Like, I think we already know Pac-Man was dying too. We
Yes, but
already
that
knew
wasn't the
this.
news. That wasn't the news. The tease is the F-Zero 99 is going to be the replacement
Yeah,
for
but
it.
people were surprised by that.
People forget. People don't pay attention. That's the thing. It's been known for like 3, 4 months that Pac-Man was dying. We've had the timeline since I want to say June. But the problem is like he's either trolling us and we're actually getting exciting versions of these games and he's trying to lower our expectations, or this is what we're getting and he's just being genuine because even to the little bits of like an NSO game, the N64 game was revealed last month. He teased that the morning of. And he was the first one to do it. He has not gotten a single thing wrong. So I don't know if he's trying to like bait people in the replies and the likes to like lower expectations so that when something does get announced it's more exciting. But this is also, I hate saying it, that these announcements are lame enough that I could see Nintendo doing it. Like no offense to enjoyers of Mario vs. Donkey Kong and an F-Zero game with 99 players. Those sound cool. But if that's what we get instead of like an actual DK game and an actual like F-Zero
Okay,
remaster, that's lame.
so here's my thought process. I wouldn't mind another Mario and Luigi game. It's about that time in the console's life where we would get one, or not Mario and Luigi, Mario versus Donkey
Mario
Kong,
Dunk.
or Mario
Yeah.
and Donkey Kong, or Mini Mario and
Whatever.
friends.
Whatever. Yeah.
So, however, I did see a tweet by somebody which had a Banjo PFP.
Oh God.
It is extremely tone deaf. To get a Mario versus Donkey Kong game before we even see the resurgence of Donkey Kong post Mario movie. Especially
I
because
don't
we're
think
getting a
that's
Mario
true.
Wonder game and like we haven't seen Donkey Kong since Tropical Freeze 10 years ago. So I think it's a little tone deaf as well. I think it doesn't make any sense to release a Mario versus Donkey Kong game before another Donkey Kong game, especially when people are expecting a Donkey Kong game to come at some point. Um,
I don't know about
but that
everyone
doesn't
else.
mean it's not a good time to release one. But
For
we all
me,
thought
it
that the game
was
was done after they decided to go free to play and amiibo and whatever the fuck they did.
the problem is we've been getting these Donkey Kong rumors for almost 2.5 years now. At least for me, at this point, I just fully expect the game to be either non-existent or moved on to the next system. Like if we get a new DK game, whether it be 2D or 3D on the Switch, I'm gonna be shocked because it's so late in the console's lifespan that it seems kind of dumb to release it on the Switch, especially if it's a 3D one.
Hmm.
And if it's a 2D one, why are you trying to compete with Mario? I know they're not really competing, but why are you trying to compete with Mario Wonder, potentially releasing a Donkey Kong game within 6 months of the first, like, new, exciting 2D Mario game in 11 years?
Well, they did the same thing with Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze came out 2 years, well, actually, technically, 1 year after Mario U. Mario U came out in 2012, right?
But
And
that's the
Luigi
thing.
U came out in 2013. And Tropical Freeze came out in 2014. So,
Counter argument, though, is Mario U was developed internally, Donkey Kong was retro. Right now, it's the understanding that Nintendo internally is developing this Donkey Kong game. So, I
which,
mean,
I
like,
mean,
you
to be
can't.
honest, this could be it because Nintendo apparently doesn't know how to do Donkey Kong games because they've outsourced it since Country and they've only
Yeah.
ever made classic Donkey Kong game.
Yeah. So
So,
it's like I don't know if there's actually. I hate saying it because I want it so badly. I don't know if there's an actual Donkey Kong game in development right now,
I think
and
this
I
is
know
it.
that's gonna. I think that's gonna hurt for Donkey Kong fans, myself included, to hear. But I don't think there's a 2D Donkey Kong in the works. I hope I'm wrong, but I think the only like Donkey Kong game Nintendo might be making is a 3D one, and I really think it'd be kind of stupid to release it on the Switch potentially 5, 6 months before this next gen comes out. Sure, it'll be backwards compatible and it'll live on for the next few years. But with that extra power, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think honestly now that I think about it, I think this is it. It is going to be a 2D game and it is going to have Donkey Kong in it, but because it is made by Nintendo. However, it doesn't mean that the Country series is over. I think Retro has been in development hell for the last, you know, 10 years since Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They made the port. They were working on something else. You know, whatever it was, Star Fox Grand Prix, and it got scrapped, whatever it was. And then they were basically forced to work on Prime 4, which they probably weren't minding because they didn't know what they were doing anyway. And then
Yeah.
once Prime 4 actually releases, I think we'll see Donkey Kong again.
We'll see. I would love to see Retro get big enough to make two projects at once. I think they could concurrently make Metroid and Donkey Kong, or Metroid and something else, or Donkey Kong and something else. But
Yeah, they
I
still
think
haven't bought Retro yet.
I know, but I think my prediction for this direct is DK will be Mario versus Donkey Kong. I hope it's a breath of fresh air for the series because it's been gone for so long. I hope it's exciting.
The
And I
last
think for
true Mario versus Donkey Kong game was Tipping Stars, I believe.
So that was like 7 years ago. So they've
Yeah.
had time to tinker with the series. And for F-Zero,
Tinker.
I I think F-Zero 99 is real, but I think we'll get both that and a remaster of F-Zero for whatever the one's called for GameCube. I think it'll either be 99 will be included as an extra mode, or 99 will be available on its own.
I think the problem with this is that, especially if it was just 99, I didn't think about doing both. Some part of me thinks it's too much, but the last
I
direct was
agree.
like 90% Mario, so, and also 33% Pikmin, so
Yay.
I don't put it past them to put multiple titles in one direct here, but again, that could probably be an option. I don't want to wane towards that, but it's just something about it just screams in my head. Why would they release an F-Zero 99? Especially because for years we've been getting yelled at by Miyamoto that he didn't want to bring it back unless it was something creative, and we didn't get a
Yeah.
full scale F-Zero again. It it would kind of
Yeah.
make people genuinely upset.
I
So
don't know. That's why I kind of think it could be like its own side mode for this remaster. Like, hey, this game's going to be $60. We know it's a lot for a GameCube remaster, which just added online and probably no new content. So as a sweetener, we're throwing in this 99 mode, and that's great and everything. But if you don't want to buy the full F-Zero game because you've already played it on GameCube or whatever, it's going to be either, let's say, $20 on the eShop, 15, $20, you own it forever, or it'll be a benefit included in the expansion pass for NSO.
gotcha.
So that's
That's
my
fair.
best guess. It's like I don't think it's just F-Zero 99. I hope it's not because I think that seems more tone deaf than Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think so as well. Just again, like I said, it's just people have been clamoring for both of these series. I guess we will, and Nintendo will dust their hands off and be like, "See you next time. We're working on the new system now." So
Yeah.
it'll this last year is gonna be weird because it's gonna be rocky, but it's gonna be nice because we'll actually have games unlike previous systems where we didn't have
Yeah,
either
and
anything or shitty game.
I think
So
I think 2024 has the potential to be a pretty strong year. Not for new games, mind you. I
yeah,
think there'll be a couple like F-Zero, not F-Zero, but
Peach.
Metroid Prime 4, Peach, whatever the launch lineup area thing is for the new system. But for the Switch, it's going to be a lot of ports, remasters. We'll probably see the Zeldas. We'll probably see Fire Emblem. Maybe F-Zero if it comes out next year. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Well, we're
there's a
filling out the
lot.
gaps in the Switch's library so that it can feel complete. And then once we move on to the next system, you'll still be able to play those games. We're not going to ride up on the edge and then Nintendo be like, "Fuck you, you can't play."
Yeah.
We're going to ride up until the edge and we're going to keep still being able to play them. Now, how do you feel about going when we do inevitably get this next system, Nintendo charging money for 4K?
What do you mean?
Like $2 for an upgrade to Tears of the Kingdom, or
Oh,
if you
like
have
game
Switch
upgrades.
Online, or if you have Switch Online, it's free or something like that.
Like I could see them doing that for like Smash, the Zeldas, maybe like Mario Odyssey. I'm cool with it. I would hope that like the Switch was already kind of future proof with its games that they can be up-resed in a new system with better tech. But if not, I'd be fine with like a $2 to $5 upgrade.
I mean, look at
I
how they
think
did
that's
it with the
fine.
DS. It didn't. I think it actually made the games look worse in some instances.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that could happen, and I'd be cool with that if that's what needed to be done. I don't think I would do it a lot because I don't even have a 4K setup for anything in my apartment yet. So it's like I don't need 4K.
I just want the games to
But for
look a
people that
little bit
do,
better, especially in handheld, because I've been wanting to replay Mario Odyssey, but I've been waiting to. Well, I was waiting since of the rumors of the Switch Pro, but I
yeah,
wanted to experience that at least with some sort of graphical update because, it's not needed, but it gives me a reason to replay it.
yeah. But I think this direct and the February direct next year are probably the last two directs that the Switch will have full focus on. So I think this is going to be these are going to have some pretty cool announcements
Are you assuming
that
it
for
gets
whatever we have
announced
left.
in summer?
So I'm assuming that this system gets announced in its own event somewhere after like soon after the fiscal year ends. So I'm thinking it could be either like a May or a June event. The system comes out in October or November. And if it's a June event, we just don't get a traditional direct. We just get the big show for the new
Imagine
system to talk about.
Dragons.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons will be there for Believer 2.0. And, no, it's I think we either just don't get our traditional June direct with Switch games because there's probably not going to be a ton to show, or they get like just whatever it is, they get caked in with the other stuff in this Nintendo Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo presentation they have around what E3 season would be, if not sometime in mid to late May.
All right. Well,
But
don't want to get too far into that, but
yeah,
like I
but
told you before, we don't. I mean, it would be nice to kind of get to know what's going on next year, but I don't really need this direct. I'm sitting pretty for the rest of the year. Like it'll be fun to watch it again. I might not even be able to watch it live, hoping it's on Wednesday, but it's probably going to be on Thursday in the
directs
afternoon.
haven't been on Thursday this year. I think it's going to be Wednesday.
Here's hoping, but
They're usually pretty consistent with days every year. Like if they switch it up, it's usually like in a different year. So I think it's
yeah.
Wednesday's a safe bet.
Oh, even
But
then, like I still have class in the afternoon, so
I mean, like you said, like I got Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom this year, along and a new Mario game still to come. I definitely don't need more stuff. That being said, I'm very greedy, so give me more stuff.
yeah.
So, and you know damn well that if by some miracle they think, oh, it's Zelda time again, and we see Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, you know I'm posting another video to Twitch of me crying to the announcement.
Yeah. Okay, what do you out of any of the stuff we talked about, what would be your most hype thing other than that? I would say that just learning more about Peach 2 or whatever the
So
Peach
for
2 is.
me, like discount Wind Waker Twilight Princess because that's an easy option. I I really want to see Kid Icarus Uprising. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be my unrealistic one. Realistic, I hope it's Prime 4 time. Like this game was announced 3 months into the Switch being out and now we're in the last probably 12 to 14 months of the system being the main priority for Nintendo. So, I want to see what's coming of this game just for the hardcore
We're going to
Metroid
get the
fans. It's not even for
same
me.
we're going to get the same trailer we got at that E3. It's
Just the it's going
the
to be an updated
rotating
logo
for
though.
yeah, just updated logo and then like a release window instead of now in development. It says
Oh, yeah.
October 2024.
Yeah. But I think this direct, like I said in the beginning, September directs usually your smaller ones. Like you'll get your Kirby, you'll get your Pikmin, you'll get your trailers for the stuff coming out for the fall. Usually Nintendo doesn't announce its big titles until February. Usually they only set up the first 4 or 5 months of the next year. So I wouldn't expect huge things, but this direct definitely has the chance of being more exciting than last September's. I'm so sorry, Pikmin 4.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Well, see you
I think that's
guys
everything.
tomorrow or whenever this video goes up, and we'll be talking about Fighters Pass 3, Booster Course Pass 2,
The new
Zelda
characters,
HD
Funky Kong and Rob.
remaster. Yeah. The the DLC for Pikmin 4 and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon bundle apparently.
hmm Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching through this. If you did, give us a like. Let us know in the comments what you're hoping the direct will bring, and we'll see you guys later for our reactions. All right, bye guys.